Hi, welcome. I want to talk about some of the weird and unnerving sensations that can manifest in peri and postmenopause. I've felt some very odd things over the last few years, and I'm not alone. Many women have shared with me or others in my menopause group that they're experiencing some super shocking and concerning sensations that the doctor can't explain. I'm going to cover 5 that are very annoying and bothersome to me, but there are more. Let's start with the sharp zaps because they're so unsettling to me. They feel like stabs or bee stings, and they appear out of nowhere and disappear within seconds, but they're strong and noticeable enough to stop me cold. When they occur on my limbs or head, I automatically swat at myself because my brain registers a bug biting me, and that freaks me out. When the intense stabbing zings me in the chest, that ignites an entirely different fear, and I've had many women share similar experiences with me. What if it's heart related is the go-to concern, obviously. I had an ER doctor tell me once that if the sharp jab only lasts 1 or 2 seconds, it's not very likely a heart matter. So I just breathe and try to remember that when it happens, and it passes. I've had ladies describe sharp jabs in their lady bits as well, but I've been lucky enough to avoid that discomfort. I hope you've all been lucky enough to avoid that discomfort as well. Yikes. Number 2 is vibrating. It's the weirdest thing I've ever felt, and it started years ago in perimenopause. I don't know about you, but for me, it feels like vibrating iPhones on my skin or in my body. Sometimes it affects patches of skin on my limbs or face, but I've also had episodes of buzzing deep in my feet and chest, and that had me a bit concerned. It was so noticeable that I honestly thought if I looked at my foot at the time, it would be visibly shaking. It wasn't, of course. Tingling and burning also make the list because they drive me batty and they're disturbing. They also started in perimenopause, and when my thyroid started acting up earlier this year, they ramped up even more. They're part of paresthesia and can occur anywhere on the body, but I feel the tingling on my hands, feet, limbs, and face, and the burning on my feet. Oh man, the burning. My feet actually hurt when they start burning, and nothing helps but a cold cloth or a fan on my feet. I hope none of you are experiencing the burning feet because it is horrible. The paresthesia can feel like bugs crawling on you, and when the tingling starts, I often jump and look for critters. I search my house often for bugs. You think I'd learn over the years, but I'm worried that the one time I ignore the weird sensations, it's actually going to be a bug. Number 4 is adrenaline surges. These cause the most disturbing sensations at the most inconvenient times. They feel like the weird stomach flop you get when you drive over a huge hill, when someone scares the poop out of you, or when you're in the middle of a panic attack, but you're just sitting on the couch or laying in bed. How upsetting is that? I've noticed that certain foods sometimes set off the weird stomach flops, but often there's no trigger at all, and they leave lingering anxiety for a good half an hour after, and I don't need any extra anxiety. Twitches also make the list. Tiny muscle pops that can manifest all over the body, and when they're frequent, they can be very bothersome. Calf twitches are very common, and I myself deal with them. Mine are so frequent that I rub my calves every 10 minutes all day long to try and stop the twitches from turning into cramps. It's very uncomfortable, not to mention disruptive. I also experience the eye twitching, but at least that doesn't hurt. Staying hydrated and taking magnesium do help, but it's not a cure-all, at least for me. Peri and postmenopause often come with a list of random, strange, and annoying aches and sensations, and I could definitely come up with more if my brain fog would clear up enough for me to remember them. What odd things are you experiencing now that you're peri or postmenopausal? Any bizarre sensations that don't make sense or are super irritating and annoying? Share in the comments. I wish health, happiness, and peace of body and mind for each of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.